Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego DC Superheroes Mighty Micros, the Mighty Micros Nightwing versus the Joker set. This is set number 76093. It has 84 pieces, and I paid $13 for this set. And this set is one that's from some time ago. I had some Mighty Micros on my mind because I was actually just looking at a Joker poly bag that was like the Joker bumper car kind of thing, and I think I mentioned Mighty Micros. I wasn't familiar with Mighty Micros, back at the time they were coming out. I think maybe 2018 seems to be about when they were coming out, probably for a few years before then. I don't know about after then as well. So there's lots of different ones. It appears that there's Marvel ones and DC ones, so some different stuff going on there, and this is one of the ones that's from the later portion, from 2018, but there were a line of these things that were kind of interesting, and I saw this on a shelf just brand new at a store that's local to me, and was like, oh, I was just thinking about those, just talking about those in a video, and this one happened to have Joker in it. They didn't have like a bunch more of these. I would really like to get more of these. There's like a Superman one, and Hulk versus Ultron, Captain America versus Red Skull, Spider-Man Green Goblin, Captain Cold and the Flash, Robin Bane, Batwoman Catwoman, and a bunch of other ones. Spider-Man Scorpion, Wonder Woman Doomsday, Iron Man Thanos, Wolverine Magneto, Scarlet Spider Sandman, Star-Lord Nebula, Thor Loki, Batman Harley Quinn, and Supergirl Brainiac. So there's a lot of stuff there, and it seems like kind of a cool way to get some minifigures. As far as I can tell, all of these Mighty Micros sets come with 2 minifigures of, famous characters, IP related characters, and then also some small builds for the vehicles. So I don't know if there's anything super different about these other than that, but I'm excited to finally get a look at these. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I'll speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego DC Superheroes Mighty Micros Nightwing vs. the Joker, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like the video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps me a lot. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed, maybe consider doing so. If you want to give money to the channel, you can do that here or on Patreon or buy me a coffee. There's links in the description and some other stuff in there, and thank you very much. And we're finishing up here, so now on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is the Lego DC Superheroes Mighty Micros Nightwing vs. the Joker. These are really fun. They're nice. I think they're probably, especially, in 2024 now, I feel like they're kind of a great way to get a couple figures, and these figures are a little bit unique, I think, a little bit different than a just traditional minifigure of these characters, so I like to see that. And then you get these little car builds. I don't know if they're all just supposed to be like 4 wide and, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 long or something like that. This one's probably about 6, so they fit into a pretty small space. They're pretty like short and stubby, but they're really, really cool, and they come together pretty fast. So oh, you know what, I think I made an error at some point. I did. Oh, color blindness, getting me again. Also, just not paying full attention. There we go. So we'll get into these right away. And the first thing we can talk about is, well, there's 3 instruction kind of things that come in the box. One of them is just kind of a promotional thing, as well as the inventory. It does happen to show some other, mighty micros down here. It also shows this one set that I did look at. That's the Superdog like crypto team up with all of that, which I looked at in the past, and then a couple other ones here. And then on the back side is, their feedback thing and the inventory. So not a big deal. And then there's the same kind of fold out instructions like are in a poly bag for each vehicle. And the first one you build, the first thing you put together is the Nightwing minifigure. So this is really cool. And I don't know if the theme for these is that like they're mighty micros, so they're very small scale like cars, but they're mighty, but they're very micro. And then I don't know if they're supposed to be kind of themed more like not the like full adult version of these characters, maybe like not Teen Titans necessarily, but like a some other kind of the young Batman and Robin, or young Nightwing and Joker, or something like that, which is kind of interesting here. So that is, I think, kind of the vibe that I get from these. Nightwing does have these kind of blue translucent bar elements, a couple bubbles in there, not a big deal, and those are their kind of sticks, their accessories, their weaponries. Good hairpiece. I think the face for this is actually awesome, and part of the expression leads me to believe that maybe this is like a younger, maybe more immature kind of Nightwing there a little bit. And so we have the like goggles or the mask kind of printed on, and then we have this really interesting smile that's kind of like off-centered there. The eyes are different sizes. Looking at the torso, we have kind of this Nightwing suit look, a couple extra details there. Overall pretty basic. We don't have an alternate face. And then we have kind of the back V there, and then these are on the shortest legs, which is another kind of indicator that maybe these are supposed to be, micro versions of these figures, or perhaps a, this character at an earlier point in their life. And that is kind of fun, and I think that reads as well, so that's pretty cool here. So good to get Nightwing. I don't know how many other sets Nightwing comes in. I may have one from some other set. I'll have to look into that. I would imagine for like a lot of the stuff that's not Mighty Micros, this sort of face maybe wouldn't be done, so this kind of expression might be sort of exclusive to the Mighty Micros, but I'm not 100% sure on that because this is the first one I'm looking at. And then besides that, you actually can build the full car before you move on to the second thing. But the other minifigure you get in this is the Joker. And again, I want to say this is kind of like a Joker, a younger one. I could see somebody saying Joker's always immature, but just maybe younger, and I don't know what else, just at a different point in their life. So they do have a kind of popsicle clear translucent piece there. And then looking at the hair piece is really good. I think this has been used on Jokers of the past. It's kind of that green hair, kind of all pushed back, flowing backward, nice texture on it. Looking at the face, it's like white face paint. And then again, we get this really interesting expression. So we have like the raised eyebrow, kind of the eyes in there, and then the mouth is like really off to the side and open, and it's a very unique kind of look. I think it makes sense, but a lot of the Jokers that I've seen they might have a Joker smile, but it's not like kind of coming out of the side of their mouth like that, or their mouth isn't like so set back. I don't believe this is an error or anything. I think that's where it's supposed to be. and that just kind of gives me a slightly different expression or impression rather about like where this character is at. Looking at the suit, we got like the purple suit, and this is all pretty good. They have kind of a tie, a scarf, or a necktie sort of deal there, and the vest underneath. The colors are good. Not a ton of details in there, but that's okay. Again, they are on the shortest legs that Lego makes, so they do not bend. Nothing on the arms. Back of the suit there just has some actually pretty thick lines for some details there, and that is the Joker character. Again, this is probably an exclusive like face for this. I don't know. It's not. I don't think I've ever seen a Joker minifigure with this exact face. And honestly, outside of maybe 4+ sets are different. I'm not sure, but there are some sets where maybe Joker is on like the shortest legs. I'm not 100% sure, but that's sort of what I was feeling about these. Overall, like 2 figures, and yeah, they're not a full-size figure. They don't have arm printing. They don't have leg printing. They don't have midsection printing because essentially they don't have a midsection in the same way. The designs for them are pretty like I think they're identifiable, but they're just like block colors, solid colors, not a ton of extra detail in there. Faces are unique, no alternate faces, but you do at the very least get 2 minifigures in this set. And then we can look at the Mighty Micro vehicles here. So I didn't realize that these worked on some starter brick type pieces. So we have this axle piece that, you know, has the 1x2s there connected and maybe a Technic pinhole here. They have an axle coming out, 4 little axles coming out there. So it's a really shortened down thing. It's probably only, you know, I don't know if this is even 6 studs from here to here, or 3 or 5 or somewhere in between. So that's an interesting piece that was new to me, as well as the kind of fender piece there as well, which is new, and both of these vehicles use that. I imagine those are maybe the standard for all Mighty Micros. So we have Nightwing's car here, and this is really cool. It kind of has a sporty design because we have like the bigger and thicker wheels at the back. It sort of looks like it's, you know, leaning forward a little bit, even if it's, I don't think it actually is, but we do have like the thicker wheels here that are sticking out, which gives it a nice effect. The build is pretty straightforward. There's a couple brackets used in this one, so in order to get the front bumper and maybe intake or something here, we have a bracket above that. We have nice uses of some translucent in there to maybe get lights and headlights and stuff. This is a good piece for the hood. Nice stuff back here. At the back, we have some other brackets used to get some maybe exhaust, or using these kind of pearl silver metallic studs. A light on the back, as well as some cheese wedges for kind of the impression of like a wing or something like that. And then we do have a steering wheel here in the center. It's all color matched. We use one of these kind of slope pieces that is connected to this one over here, so that's all one piece, and that's kind of everything that's in there. It's pretty straightforward. We can get Nightwing into the vehicle. They look something like this. They stand, their legs don't bend, but this looks about right. It's kind of comical. It's the proportions are weird, but I think that's kind of what they're going for, and so I like that. The color is right on. I mean, you know, it's very easy to see the sort of thematic resemblance between the suit and their accessories and the vehicle here. So I think that all was achieved really nicely, and yeah, it comes together super quick. I had not seen this piece before, that starter brick, or the other brick that has like those wheel wells in there. It's kind of an interesting looking piece. It's, see here if I can show, it looks something like this. So it's got the carve outs for where the wheels would like sit, and then it has some different like it goes down a plate, and then it's got like a 2/3 almost of a brick like height at certain points, and then the inside of it, like where the character is standing or sitting and where the steering wheel is actually recessed down even lower. So kind of a unique piece there that I'm assuming is mostly used for Mighty Micros. So that's that one. And then the other one we build is the Joker one, and I think this is supposed to be like a Joker ice cream truck Mighty Micro, and this really works for me. This is awesome in my opinion. So again, we start out with some of the same kind of stuff, same kind of starter piece here for the axles, same kind of piece here, just recolored in white inside there. Pretty early on, we use some like bracket at the front. At the back, we just connect this on the bottom. Then we use these like pearl silver metallic kind of plates with the rail. And then we have a stud on the side brick, which has maybe exhaust, maybe license plate, maybe lights, some lights up here. We build this whole little contraption, which is a box thing. Maybe it's like the freezer or the cooler where a frozen treat might be stored in there, with a jumper on top, and then this kind of little ice cream cone display thing that you might see on top of an ice cream truck. After that, we kind of just tile this out, and the nice slope here. These hang over the headlights a little bit, which I actually like. There is a space for this character to stand, so we can get them in there. And then I actually really liked that this was done for the steering wheel. The idea that the steering wheel is sort of one that sits more flat instead of one that's at an angle or leaning a certain way. I feel like that reminds me of kind of old school ice cream trucks and older kind of buses. I don't know if buses are like that all the time now, but I felt like when I was growing up, or when my parents were growing up, maybe the buses kind of had big wheels that were almost just like parallel with the ground and just horizontal, and you really had to like crank them around. And I don't know if that's still, or if that's just some weird memory that I have, but I really liked this. So we do have the steering wheel there, and then looking at the front, this is awesome. We use a bracket. We put the lights on, put some of these vented like grill pieces on, and then we have this kind of slope piece, this 1x4 piece that goes over the vented pieces there. And this has a kind of Joker smile, kind of offset, a little bit off kilter, off center, like the actual minifigure face. And this is a print. So I thought it was going to be a sticker. It is not a sticker. That is a print. It's the only place where a sticker would be for this set. I'm not sure if just for Mighty Micros across the board they did all prints, or if some have stickers or some don't. I'm not really sure, but I was very happy to see that this was indeed a print, and we can see what it looks like with the Joker in there. These roll very nicely. Generally, they're pretty short, so I think they are, it is kind of easy for them to kind of spin around or get off their access or whatever like that. So they might go off in crazy ways depending on how they are played with. And these could be a fun little thing. So you get two of them in here. It kind of reminds me of the Lego City like go-kart thing, where it was like you get these little builds and you get two minifigures, and you could kind of have them interact, you could have them race, you could have them battle or do all this other stuff, or just go on adventures. I think for a lot of the Mighty Micros, it's generally themed kind of like hero and villain, but there's there are with your imagination and with whatever else, there's a way to not make it so adversarial. But I think like that opposition is sort of built in, inherent to the characters and intended. But you could do whatever. Maybe Nightwing and Joker are just friends at this point, and something like that. So I think these are pretty cool. It's nice how they represent each other. They're distinct in their shape and their builds, even coming from like a very same basic sort of chassis and the same like core sort of things. And I think all Mighty Micros probably use those same two pieces, and then it's really about like what else you can add to that without making it too long or too wide or too tall, but still kind of expressing the character that they are associated with. And I think that's a interesting design constraint to work at this scale, and I think in this case they did a really good job. So I liked this a lot, and I was happy to be able to look at it. I'll show the extra pieces because you do get quite a few when you're working on a small set like this. There's a lot of 1x1s. So any of like the studs, the translucent ones, the different color, the ice cream piece, one of these wheel well pieces for the narrower wheels, cheese wedge here, and that's all your extra pieces, your 1x1s, your tiny stuff. And this set is 84 pieces, and I paid $12 for this or $13 for this. Now this is from, like I said, 2018, so it's been some time since this has been retired, and I'm assuming that's what they retailed for back in 2018. Probably not $15, but slightly under that, and but not quite $10 either. Maybe in 2016 when they started, maybe they were $10. I don't know, but I got this just on a shelf, brand new, in 2024, so a good amount of time after this set had released and after it had retired, and I had no problem paying $13 or $12 for what I have here. And when I'm thinking about like the value, if I remove even the retirement and everything else, we still have like characters from a very popular intellectual property and license. We have no stickers, we got prints, and you get two figures. Yes, they're on the shortest legs. Yes, there's like limited details there, but in my mind, for my money, this is still two minifigures of, in one case, an extremely iconic character, in another case, like a maybe slightly lesser known kind of character, and I think they're represented here well, and I had fun building this. I think this sort of pricing makes sense. I don't know if these are something that is valuable post-retirement. I'm not really sure. If I look for this specific one in the US, maybe $16, maybe $15, and then in terms of like all the other ones of the Mighty Micros line, I don't really know. Some might be more expensive than others, and it probably depends on how rare the minifigures are or how unique the characters are, and other little things like that. But in this case, the price seemed right to me, and I was happy to get it, and happy to be able to build it and talk about it. So I think this is fun. I'm going to want to look at some other Mighty Micros in the future. Maybe that's another thing where I want to just try to get all of them, because I do enjoy them, and have a nice little collection of minifigures there. So this was pretty great, and I think that's it. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the LEGO videos I'll be doing here in the future, including hopefully more Lego superheroes, Mighty Micros, and then tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. And then if you wanted to support the channel, you can do that by giving money to the channel. You can do that here on YouTube with membership supers and thanks. There's a link to the Patreon. There's a link to a Buy Me a Coffee in the description. There's also some affiliate links potentially to buy this set, although I haven't figured out how I'm going to handle that with retired sets. And then, there's other affiliate links to products I use in my computer and my recording and microphone, headphones, cameras, PC parts, and things of that nature. So maybe consider checking those things out. Those affiliate links will earn me a small commission. So it's just another way to try to make this a little more, I don't know if the term is soluble, but like financially stable. And that would be great. So hopefully I can get there. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.